is Valeria. I'm from Ukraine, but I live in Bangkok over 5 years already.
Oh, very long time.
Yes, I'm half Thai already. I watched a lot of YouTubes and movies, everything about Japan, and I really want to go to this country.
You are very good at speaking English.
Oh, thank you. I hope so.
So, how did you learn English?
When I was young, it was very popular in Ukraine to send kids to learn English. A lot of parents, they were trying to teach their kids English. And so my parents, they found like a school. It's called the Oxford School. So it's not like a university, but it's called Oxford to maybe to attract people. And so they sent me there to study at the young age. But I can say when I became teenager, I already forgot everything what I learned since I was like little. And in Ukrainian schools, we used to learn the same things every year. Like I remember we start every year from learning alphabet and basic tense, like a present tense, past tense, and every year was the same. So my knowledge wasn't improving at all. I just learned the simple phrases like what is my name, where do I live, something like this. But later on, when I started to travel, I think like I faced the wall, you know, when you have to like learn it somehow. If you not learn, you're gonna be like in the bubble where you cannot communicate with other people. So because I went to United States, when I arrived there, I couldn't speak much. When I need something, I was even drawing the picture of what I need and showing it to the American people and asking to like help me out. But I stayed there 2 months, and by practicing with the people who knew English better than me, I learned it. And later I started to read English books and watch the Netflix in English with the subtitles. I think when I watch the movie, I forget everything what I heard after 10 minutes. Like I don't remember the words, but when I'm reading, I memorize better. So like it's developed over the years, my English. Like first communication with people who knows English and who willing to help me to learn, then like reading and also study from the young age. But you cannot like only rely on one option. You cannot say like, oh, I'm going to English courses and this is going to help me to learn. Or like, I watch Netflix in English and this is going to help me to learn. I think not really. You need to have multiply sources for learn the language. I think it's with any other language too. If, for example, I want to study Japanese, I think it's not enough if I will just go to the courses, to the school. I need to speak with somebody who knows Japanese and read Japanese. Maybe simple sentences. It doesn't need to be like very serious book. It can be like some story about like Jenny went to supermarket, she bought oranges or something like this in Japanese language, and this is going to help you speaking better.
Right, you are a good speaker. How many languages do you speak?
I speak my native language is Ukrainian, then I can speak Russian well, English, and I know basic Thai language. I learned it here, but it's not so advanced. I think it's like very, very basic, only about like shopping in the market or asking for direction, introduce myself or something like this, order food in cafe. So it's a very beginner's level of Thai.
Yeah, but it's enough for living.
No, yes, it's enough if like I cannot build a serious conversation like I'm talking to you, but if I meet some person that don't understand English or like we have a problem in communication, I can explain like very simple like words. Maybe it sounds funny when I speak because many people start to laugh when I'm talking to them in Thai. A lot of people laughing, but they still like understand what I want to tell. So it's enough for like everyday living.
Yeah. Can I ask you about
Yes.
Ukrainian situation and your family? Is okay?
I would say that it's better than it was before. Before it was much more intense and destructive. Now I cannot say that it's great and everything is turned to be normal. We still have a lot of problems related with Russia, but it's not that active conflict now. I think now it's become more slow going conflict like this. So my parents are fine, but not great. For example, we don't have electricity now in my city for around 12 hours a day. Also no heating in the apartment. In Ukraine it's very cold, maybe same weather as in Japan, like it's really freezing in the winter. Actually, I was watching a lot of YouTubes about Japan, and I learned that in Japanese apartments there is no central heating systems. In Ukraine, like our government provide the heat in apartment like on their cost. So when there is no heat, for us it's like a shock, because normally we don't do anything and in the apartment it's warm by like city planning like this. So we don't have a warmth, electricity and water for about 12 hours a day. So it's not the great times, but it's not as bad as it was before, like this.
Your family are in Ukraine now? Okay.
Yes, they live in Ukraine.
Okay.
And all my friends too, like most of my friends. They stayed in Ukraine, even the conflict was very bad. I think it's because like the president showed the role model for a lot of people, because when this all started, United States offered them to escape from Ukraine to United States and like help everything from abroad. But he stayed in the country and he visited the battlefields, like helped the army and all the people by his own example. And this what inspired other people like my parents or my friends, that they shouldn't leave the country. Even they have a really hard life, they still should stay there and help people who in worse situation than they are. I think it's because when like your country leader, if he shows example on himself that he not going to leave or he going to be a decent person, like for example in Japan also, like if the person have a strong will and dignity, then other people can look at him and try to be a little bit similar to his example.
Do you have goals of your career?
Yes, I think at first I want to work as long as possible. When I start the modeling and when I am now, I can see that industry is changing. For example, when I was a young girl, people were telling me that when you are 23, it's an old age for modeling. You are like a grandma in the modeling industry. But now I see many women who is 40 years old, who is 50 or even like 80 years old advertising the products. For example, when I started, young girls were advertising anti-aging products. And people were saying like, do you want to look like 18 years old? Then you should buy this cream, which is not true, because when you are 60 years old, you cannot apply the cream and look same as 16 years girl or man. So I see that the industry is changing and older people, they represented more. For example, fashion for older people. Like the man who is 50 years old, he probably not going to like the same outfits as a 14 years boy, right? So models of different age and body shapes and races, they start to be exposed. So for this reason, I hope maybe when I will get older, the industry will change and I can work for a long time showing the products for my age group. For example, when I will be 40 years old, I can show what the women of my age can wear and what they can use, what is the good things for them. For this reason, I want to start my small business soon, I hope. And this small business, I hope to expand for international scale and sell it abroad. And also, I want to do charity work because I traveled a lot and I can see a lot of people like struggling in their life. So I want to help them to have a higher standard of living and to be more happy in their life, because very often people unhappy because they worry if they can afford the medical service, if they can afford education, and that's why they feel very stressed and not confident. I hope that if I have a small business, I can share with other people who don't have same opportunities as me and help them out like this.
Yeah, great goal.
Yes, I think it's a good model for people like who work as a freelancers, because I'm not working for the company, and so I don't have, for example, insurance, I don't have social security, and then I need to find out something different for me.
You're a professional model and maybe you have to maintain your body.
Yes.
So how do you maintain your fit?
If honestly, when I was younger, I was very concerned about modeling standards. I was keeping a very strict diet, that I didn't eat rice too much. I don't know if it really works or not, but in my head, it was I didn't eat chocolate, sweets, anything that have a lot of sugar. But when I grow older, I felt that I don't need to be that strict with myself. So now I hope that I have a balanced life. I can eat sweets and chocolate and candies, but I eat a little bit and not in the evening. So maybe after 5 p.m. I don't eat it, and I don't eat a lot of sugary food. Then I try to eat more vegetables, like a salad, but without mayonnaise, without sauce. Because mostly when you eat salad, the calories comes from the sauce, like a Thousand Island sauce, mayonnaise, or something like this. Then I don't eat fast food. I can eat when I really want to eat McDonald's, I'm dying for this. Okay, I can eat it, but it happens very rarely. And I try to eat at home. I try to cook for a couple days. For example, for 3 days, I'm cooking one time, and I eat homemade food or low-calorie food. Also, I do exercise. Normally, I exercise 2 times per week, so it's not very intense. But when I'm exercising, I'm fully put my time on this, because I know that many of my friends, they exercise more often than me. For example, 3 or 4 times per week. But when they're exercising, in the same time, they playing phone or they watching a TikToks and everything. So the calories that they spend, it's not that much as if you will not play phone or if you not watch some TV program while you're exercising. So if you want to exercise less but gain more, I think it's going to be better if you will take your devices out and just dedicate this time for exactly doing the program of your training. So if you do like this, on my experience, 2 times per week will be enough to be healthy and to have a good body shape, depend on what is your goal. Then you're going to be good looking and healthy, and you don't need to be very stressed, what should I eat or counting calories. Just average diet and a little bit of exercise is going to be good. As for modeling, I'm not very skinny because my measurements are not very small, but it's enough to work and to be a happy and healthy person.
Yeah, you look very healthy.
Yeah, like if you don't have a aim to have a big muscles or to be like super skinny, then it's gonna be all right.
What's your height?
My height is 176 and weight is 56 kilograms, around that.
Oh.
Maybe 56 and half, okay?
Yeah.
This, around that.
Yeah, great figure.
I know. It's like, okay, for the agency.
Thank you, Valeria.
Thank you too.
Yeah, you are very kind and very friendly.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You too.
Thank you. So you are doing Instagram.
Yes, my Instagram, if you wish to follow, is Dear Valerie.
Yeah, please follow her.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'll be glad.
Yeah, thank you for your time. And,
Thank you too. I hope to see you everyone in Thailand. If you come to travel here, you can text me on Instagram and I can suggest you maybe some place.
Yeah, great. Okay, see you. Bye.
Bye.